Howdy, howdy. What's up? Questions and answers today. If you haven't submitted a question yet, you still can. It's totally fine. Exclamation point QnA will take you to the link. You can try to ask stuff in chat, but if I miss it, I miss it. I'll try my best. Let's do it. What day and time were you born? Asking for a friend. I'm gonna skip that one. Who is your favorite mod and why is it Sodas? Sodas is great. Phil's a great guy. He's making dinner right now, but he plays Halo. We're just playing Halo. Great fucking guy. And runs the finest Pixelmon server I've ever seen. Have you burned any bridges with relatives or family? Not really. I didn't really talk to my dad anyway. I was like the only one. My dad's side of the family, I just, you know, I've kept the same relationship, which is practically none. I wouldn't say I'm worse off with any family member. I have a question. Have you ever considered getting back more into esports, like as a GM or community managing? I don't, you know, that would be cool. That'd be a cool position. I don't know if I'm the most qualified for it, but I always thought, like, you know, if one day like streaming has run its course, that would be a cool position, like transition to something backstage or like managerial in esports. I always thought that'd be a great job. As a cis person with a trans best friend, what are some ways I can help and support them along with other trans people? I was gonna say the bare minimum, like respecting them and like putting your pronouns in your bio in like solidarity. I think that'd be a good move. Going with them to places where they wouldn't be comfortable. That's a good one. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm gonna reverse this one. What are some good things an ally can do? Normalize using pronouns and ask for pronouns. Pretty cool. Yeah, that yeah. Take the initiative in conversation. Like, be like, my name's this and these are my pronouns. That would be. Even if you don't think like you have to, it would be good to normalize it for other people. Step in to correct people when necessary. Yeah. Absolutely. Like take the initiative, and if somebody's misgendering somebody else, be the bigger person, and like even if they're not present, even if they're not in the conversation, just like step up for them. Do you have any problems to start recording and streaming? I mean, Too Shy, for example. Yeah, the hardest part of going and being a streamer is hitting go live, or it used to be at least. I have a schedule now. I used to just like have a very soft schedule. It's still pretty flimsy, but at least I go live 5 times a week. Working up the courage to hit go live and start streaming is tough because I'm a pretty shy person, but I'm comfortable with this now. So, have you ever played a Final Fantasy game? I have not. I thought about playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake, but that's the only one. That's the closest I got to playing one. Other than that, I haven't. I've played Kingdom Hearts and all that stuff, so everything I know about Final Fantasy is very minimal. Do it for it? No comment. Is everyone valid? Yes. However, there are I'm gonna stand by this. There are much more thoughtful things that you can tell somebody, but than just saying you're valid. Like, you're valid. While it means well, you can give somebody a genuine compliment about themselves. That'll mean a lot more and go a lot farther. For the future, I wouldn't just like throw that out there. While it is a very like, you know, maybe to a stranger or somebody on the internet who needs validation. But like, if you know the person, go out of your way to compliment them, because that'll go a lot farther. Is there a too big your stream could get that wouldn't interest you? I don't know. I don't think so. Obviously the dream, if I could be a top 100 streamer, that'd be fucking awesome. But I think you had a certain point where like you just can't talk to your chat. Like, it moves too fast and it's just emotes. And that's a little off-putting. Like, I don't know how I would just, there's 20,000 people watching. I don't know how I would just sit there and play Valorant. But I think it kind of gradually gets to that point and you get better at it and you kind of learn how to interact differently. Thank you, Juniper.
Favorite book?
Favorite book? Oh shit. I have no idea. City of Ember. I read that in like 5th grade. I don't know. I pretended to read The Hunger Games 4 years in a row. City of Ember is fire. You fuck with City of Ember? All right, I'm gonna stick it then. If I'd have another hobby, what would it be? I'd probably pick up another instrument. I always wanted to play guitar and then I got confused, or like I never stuck it out. When I put this on YouTube, they're going to be real confused when it jumps and I have cat ears on all of a sudden. OnlyFans when? When I have to pay rent. How many chicken nuggies could you eat in a single sitting? Also, could that be a challenge for 24-hour stream? If I ate a chicken nugget for every sub, I would fucking die before the end of the stream. That would be really, really, really bad. I could probably, if I don't eat anything that day, and do it at night, I could probably hit 50, maybe. I've done like 40 before. I've done like 40 nuggets. So I'm pretty sure I can do 50 because one time me and my friends, me and Connor was there. Is there anybody else you know? You guys know Connor. Connor was there though. And 2 of our friends, we did fast food fiesta and we went to 4 or 5 fast food places and got one thing from each. And we had a meal from every place. And I got through all that food and it was awful. Absolutely awful. But I think I learned my lesson that day. So we'll see. On December 10th, we're doing a subathon. Make sure you're there. Were there any names you considered other than Gwen? Yes. Recently? I kind of landed on Gwen and stuck with it the most recent time around. But I had attempted to come out to a couple friends in like middle school, and Vanessa was the name I used. And it wasn't like, wow, I fucking love this name. It was that it was so far off from what my name was that it was like nice to not dissociate, nice to like separate myself. So yeah, that's the other name. Only other name I've gone by to like 3 people, but it didn't stick. What was the most surprisingly positive interaction you've had since coming out? Honestly, it was probably when I went to the bar the other week. That's like, I'd been to that same bar a couple times, but that's the first time people from high school had like approached me. And like people I actually knew and was like friends with came up, and I hadn't seen them since graduation. They're like, wow, you look so great. I hope you're doing well. And they like gave me hugs, and that was great. That was a lot of fun. Probably like a year ago, a girl I didn't talk to in high school, she messaged me on Twitter because like that's when I started posting a lot, and was like, I have a bunch of clothes that I'm getting rid of. Do you want them? And she lived like down the road, and I went there, and that was a super cool experience. So hello, favorite mod Zodas here. Anyways, what's your favorite bread? Favorite bread? Tuscan bread from Trader Joe's is fire. My partner is starting to question his gender identity. Do you have any advice for me to be a supportive partner? Yeah, give them the space to grow and experiment and be comfortable. Give them a space. Like, they don't need to worry about what you think about it, or your opinion does matter, but it's also like their journey, and it's okay to fail. It's okay to try things. Like, you buy a bunch of clothes and they don't fit and you don't like them, you didn't fail, you just knock something off the list, and you'll try something else that you might like. Different name, different pronoun, literally anything in the whole process. So just give them the room to grow, and like don't make it a can't find the word. Don't make it stressful for them. Like, if they need to like double check or ask for your permission to try all these things, I don't think that's healthy. It needs to be like their journey, and you're there to support them. Trust that your partner will ask for what they need from you. Yeah, exactly. Let them make mistakes. And also kind of a flip to that, like, I hope your partner knows, like, they need to give you time also. Like, they're not the only one that's changing. Like, if you do stay with your partner, like how you label yourself or like your orientation, anything like that will change, or, you know, if you want it to change, it will. But like, they're not the only one that's changing, and they also need to give you time and respect. And if you slip up a couple times, you know, just be respectful about it, correct yourself, move on. They need to not get upset at every inconvenience in the beginning. If a year in you're dead naming your partner, that's a shitty position. But, you know, give each other room to grow. What's your favorite video game, and what's your least favorite video game? Favorite video game is tough. I used to say Destiny 1 because it had everything that I like. And if I wanted to play the same game but do a completely different activity, you can go from like sweaty PvP to a raid, and they're completely different experiences. And that's what I really appreciate about that game. But Destiny 2 tarnished that so much for me. I look back on it less fondly. New Vegas? I don't know if it's New Vegas. It's probably like Halo Reach and Minecraft have like the most pure memories for me. I'm gonna say Halo Reach just because like it's such a huge part of my childhood, and then I got to play it on stream and with all of you, and it like continued on throughout my life. That's such a big game for me. Least favorite game? I'm just gonna pick a game I didn't like. I'll drop a hot take. I did not enjoy Outer Worlds. I didn't finish it. Like, I played it on stream. I didn't finish it. I was not having fun playing that game. I really thought I would like it. It got set up that I would like it. I did not enjoy it. Outer Worlds felt like Borderlands that was trying to be Fallout. I really thought I would like it. I like New Vegas a ton, but something about the world like wasn't engaging enough for me. Like, I couldn't find a weapon I liked. I didn't particularly care for any of the companions. I had like 3 maybe. None of the planets I liked. The planet I liked the most, which was super surprising, was the planet with all the skyscrapers and you don't even like fight anybody. I did the whole planet without shooting anybody, and it was the one I enjoyed the most. And I don't really know how that, I don't know how that happened. I'm glad I'm not alone. I'm glad I'm not alone in that. Anything else in that? So I don't just light up. I don't like Apex either. You guys know that. I don't like Apex. Borderlands 3, I didn't like. These are also games I didn't finish though. Jedi Fallen Order, I also didn't beat because I found it unengaging. And I thought my love for Star Wars would kind of carry Fallen Order for me, but it just wasn't that. Like all the enemies being in static positions, and I would get stuck on puzzles a lot. I don't know. It wasn't as fun as I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be like Force Unleashed, and it was not like Force Unleashed. Do you take the titty Skittles? And if you do, how long after you started did you notice changes? I do. I've been on estrogen for, oh my god, I had to do math now. 20 months. We're gonna call it 20 months. The first month is like the most hardcore month. Everything else just takes time. You know, like you can't sleep on your stomach the first month because your fucking chest hurts. The first dose was like very emotional. It wasn't like I took it and I was like, well, I'm so sad now. Or like I cry all the time. But like maybe the first 3 months are the most hardcore. For me, it was the first month, but obviously your results may vary. Did you stream before transitioning? I did. I streamed a lot. If so, did you notice any difference in community perception of you, positive or negative? I wasn't a big streamer. I had like 5 average viewers. I just streamed like COD and Fortnite and Destiny. But yeah, I streamed a lot. I streamed like every other day or at least once a week for like 4 years, and then this year happened. I would just turn on stream and I'd be like, I'm pretty good at this game. People will watch, and that's not how you grow on Twitch. You know, one day I hit send tweet, and here we are. Did you notice any difference in community perception of you, positive or negative? I didn't really have a community. It was just my friends that would watch. So I'm gonna say no, just because I don't have a big following before. I had 300 followers at the beginning of the year. This year, 300 followers. Willow was my 300th follow, and now I'm at 10K. So just to put that in perspective. How long does it take to do your makeup for stream? Like, I can do it in like 20 minutes if I'm not distracted. The issue is I'll watch a stream or a video or something, and you know, I'll just I take my time. Like 45 minutes usually, but I can definitely, if I'm in a rush, I can do it in 20. How hard or easy was it for you to socially transition? It was, I don't want to say it was easy, but I started February 2020. And a little quirky thing happened in March 2020. So I stayed in my house for a year and got hot. So that's also not really social transition. But like all my friends that I still talk to, I kept up with that whole time. And like they just didn't see me often, so it was pretty easy. And like I didn't really go out a lot until recently. I still don't really go out a lot, but I didn't have in-person class or anything like that. I don't want to say easy. Easy downplays it. What's the next big move for streaming? Partner. That'd be cool. Next time I apply, I'm not saying shit. I'm doing it different next time. I'm not saying shit. Like, I'm not applying until we're busting over 100 like every day, and then I'm gonna quietly apply and just hit you guys with it. Have you changed your name legally yet? Still trying to do that because shit hard. I have. Oh wait. I'll show you my license. Boop. I mean, you can change your picture anyway, but it says Gwen on it. How do you go out and get clothes, or do you just order online? I mean, now I just like go. The thing with like, I know it's nerve-wracking to go get clothes, but it's all confidence. How many times have you seen somebody in a store just minding their business, shopping, and you don't think anything bad about them? You don't think they're up to no good or like getting things that they shouldn't use. Like nobody bugs you typically. So just like get the things you want to get, and nobody cares what you buy at a store. Exactly. What's your all-time favorite clothing item, owned or otherwise? I really like that Pokemon dress I have with all the psychic Pokemon. And I just got this shirt today. It says shitty little boots. And I love it. I've been hunting this shirt down for so long. How long did it take for you to learn makeup so well? Probably about a year. I mean, I still like change what I do a little bit here and there. I'm still learning. For everything I do right here, probably like a year, and then just this year I've been doing the same thing that I learned all year. I hope this question isn't too uncomfortable, but how did your family react to you coming out? Did they find out anything before you came out to them verbally? Yeah, okay. So my immediate family and JT Anybody else? My immediate family and JT got letters. I slipped. I was at the finish line. I slipped. I gave them all letters and I came out and I handed it to them because it was easier to write it all down and give it to them instead of like having that conversation 8 fucking times because I have a big family. So I just wrote it all down and gave it to them. It was all good. But like a month before that, my mom put up this big shelf thing in my room while I was at work, like put all my stuff away, and I had my duffel bag. I had my secret duffel bag, and she like opens it up to see what's inside and to like put the stuff away, and she like looked through it, and my sister was there, and she's like, okay, and then zipped it back up and put it like under the shelf thing. And I came home and my whole room's clean. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I look at the duffel bag and everything's still there. And then I asked her about it later and she's like, oh, I just thought you were seeing some girl and that was her clothes. I was like, whew. Okay. I was terrified. But still, my sister saw that and she was like, Yeah, my sister knew what was up. And then like right around that time too, I like did a shitty job taking off my eye makeup. And I walked out of my room and they're all eating dinner. And she's like, are you wearing makeup? I was like, no, what the fuck? And then I played it off and walked to the bathroom real quick. Genuine question, would you recommend therapy before starting HRT? I want to start HRT, but I'm afraid it's all in my head. I've heard that seeking therapy helps. Yeah, if that's what you're afraid of, I would say yeah. It's funny that everybody recommends therapy. Like, I've never gone to therapy, but I obviously recommend it. I definitely recommend it, especially if you're not sure. But I think I'm not a therapist. I'm just gonna say I'm not a therapist. If you think you might be faking it, you're probably not faking it. If you're having thoughts about your gender, you're probably some form of gender non-conforming. Therapy will probably give you answers. It will definitely give you answers that I cannot give you. Thoughts on a cat girl being allergic to cats? Hilarious. Horrifically ironic. You don't need to have therapy. Well, I guess it depends where you live. But like, I did informed consent. I didn't go to therapy. How do you stay motivated when you're feeling overwhelmed? Having a consistent schedule now. Motivation's kind of bullshit. Like knowing that I need to go live, like I'm like not finishing my degree right now so that I can keep doing this, and that pushes me forward. Like this is my shot. Like this is my chance to like make a name for myself, keep growing. I didn't stop going to school to not stream, so I'm gonna fucking go live. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna hit a clip. I'm gonna fucking post it because that's what I do. You know, motivation. Yeah, discipline is better than motivation. Set schedules and like adhering to it is way more important than like watching a video of a person trying to motivate you. Best non-expensive gift. My well, my sister got me this last year, 2 years ago. She got me this. And if you don't know, I fucking love Blue's Clues. I used to dress as Steve every single day. And she got me this and a big pack of crayons. And I literally started using it to take notes. It's just it's so sentimental to me. Do you want to, given the right person, situation, get married and or have kids? Yeah, for sure. I want kids. Absolutely. Have you played League? If not, have you considered it? I played one game of League. I played the tutorial and I killed it. I played one game of League against a Smurf in my lane and he dropped like 30 kills and I uninstalled it. If you could give yourself some word of advice before transitioning, what would you tell yourself? I would yell at myself and be like, stop missing doses, you bitch. I would also probably, had there not been a pandemic, urge myself to go out sooner and like get more experiences. Sometimes I feel like I squandered high school and college by not going out a lot. So I would kind of push myself to get out earlier. Are you comfortable with where you are transition wise? I'm pretty comfortable, I would say. I still have some decisions to make, I would say. I don't really know where I want to go from here, but I'm pretty content with where I am. What transfem stereotype you hate the most? The New Vegas one drives me up a wall. Like, I like that game, but it's literally impossible for me to play that game and not have somebody say something about it. Fallout makes you trans is like, haha, very funny at this point. I've just heard it so many times. What's the backstory behind your name? My name was like a nickname that stuck from one of my friends who I would play games with. He just would say stuff like he was saying my dead name with SHM in front of it, obviously before I came out. That turned into a different word, and then that turned into a different word, and then that turned into Shmoople, and he kept calling me Shmoople, and I kept responding to it, so it just stuck. Alright, I'm gonna stop the recording. Thank you for participating in the Q&A. Time to say some weird shit.